Hababi, let's have a recap of the events around Anderson Burora since Monday. 1. At around 10:30 p.m. on Monday, Anita Among sent Parliamentary Police led by a policeman called David Obua to arrest at Hababi claiming he spread malicious information and hate speech against the speaker. 2. Anderson spent that Monday night at Kira Division Police Station. He spent the next Tuesday day and night at Central Police Station, CPS, in Kampala. 3. Today he was produced in court and charged with the two offenses stated above. However, the prosecution couldn't point out the tweets that led to the arrest as per the charge sheet. This was a failure on their part. 4. Despite the clumsy nature of the case, the fact that Anderson posed no threat to anyone's life, and there is no evidence he would flee from Uganda, the magistrate decided that Anderson should spend a week in jail as the DDP figure out which tweets tantamount to hate speech and malicious information against the speaker. 5. Until the 9th of July, Anderson will be at Murchison Bay in Luzira for posting tweets that tantamount to crime, but he won't have a reflection on the tweets as he doesn't know them. Uganda has, clearly, been going south for a while, but it's probably getting worse. We are headed for hard times, and like at Arkabushenga said, Anderson can be anyone. Impunity of the nature being exercised by the speaker means she can pick out anyone and have them charged under such frivolous charges, and she has to herself a judiciary that is more than willing to aid and abet her misdeeds. If you believe in God, spare some time and pray for this country today. Victory hand medium dark skin tone. Hashtag free Anderson Burora, hashtag free Burora Anderson, hashtag Uganda Parliament exhibition, hashtag the House of Anita Among. Habibi, some fresh details on the illegal arrest detention of at Hababi. 2 weeks ago, a staff parliament, Samuel Kavuma, who is known to Anderson, invited him for lunch at Roots restaurant in Nakasera. Anderson honored the invite, however, within minutes, Rani Ismail, another staff of the Among's house, she was infamously named as one of the people who received billions of taxpayers' shillings on their personal accounts in the data shared by Agatha, appeared from out of the blue. Rani and Samuel started warning and threatening Anderson to back off the speaker Anita Among. The photo below shows Rani standing, Anderson and Samuel, blocked from view by Rani, sitting. This is the meeting in question. Not the one to suffer fools gladly. Anderson stood up and walked away. Looks like the House of Among and its members planned Burora's arrest for 2 weeks. Confirmed that the picture happened in March. Sadly, police is being used as stick by the speaker to fight her personal battles. Now in court. The defense is asking court to throw out the whole thing. They say the charge sheet is defective to the extent that it doesn't spell out the particulars of the offense. They refer to the case of Kalungi Robert vs Uganda, High Court Criminal Appeal No. 041 of 2015 before Justice Lawrence Gidudu. The case makes it clear that the charge sheet should reveal the particulars of the offense. They pray that the court finds the charge sheet defective and the accused person is discharged from custody to gain his freedom. The magistrate asks whether the charge sheet can't be amended. Defense counsel asks for the source code from which such charges emanate also makes the charge sheet fatal and incurable so. In the absence of source code, it can't be cured. They pray that the charge sheet is fatally defective. They pray that in the period between amending the charge sheet by the state and when they're done, the suspect is freed until a proper charge sheet is produced, if any. The state has asked for an adjournment to make a reply to the long submission. They've asked for the matter to be adjourned to Tuesday the 9th of July 2024. The defense responds that if the prosecution finds themselves unprepared to make a suitable reply, pending the termination of this application, they've asked for Hababi to be released on bail till the state is ready to reply to the charge sheet PO. The prosecution is refusing the prayer for bail pending the state's response to their PO. The defense is asking for a short adjournment to tomorrow. Off the record, the magistrate asks the state whether they are ready for tomorrow. The prosecution answers that they have too many cases to handle both in this court, the High Court and the Court of Appeal. They insist that they can only be ready next week on Tuesday. They say fair hearing doesn't mean a hurried trial. It means a fair trial. They say it's only fair that they're given time to prepare themselves. They say, prosecution was ambushed, and they don't want litigation by ambush. Prosecution says they were going to ask for 2 weeks, but the defense should be glad they've asked for Tuesday. The magistrate seems prepared to give an adjournment till Tuesday. We are in a legal lacuna. #Free Burora. The defense, led by counsel Kamukama, insists on a short adjournment. They don't think going to Tuesday, especially when someone is being kept on a defective charge sheet, is unfair. The magistrate has advised the prosecution and the defense to caucus and agree on the time, then advise him. He says for him he's always around, and only the state is saying they aren't available till Tuesday next week. They're now in some sort of conference. #Free Burora. Excellent point from defense. The alleged criminal conduct is not disclosed. What hate speech? What malicious information? Nothing is disclosed. The tweets in issue needed to be disclosed. The charge sheet is a non-starter. Kudos to whoever drafted the charge sheet. I am not an expert in law, but I believe the masterminds of Anderson's arrest will be embarrassed if court sets him free now. To try and save face, they may do all they can to influence court to remand him. All this is intended to intimidate others who demand freedom of speech. Prosecution says they were going to ask for 2 weeks, but the defense should be glad they've asked for Tuesday. This statement is hard-hitting, like prosecution is doing Burora, an act of kindness, thinking face. To Anita Among, at Anita Among, that position has tainted your humanity and transformed you into something wild, to the point where your empathy seems non-existent. In your world, only your voice matters, and those who dissent face unimaginable suffering. However, let me share this wisdom from Runyankol, Akanyatsi Karakusija Mazi, Onia Nike I Mukira, your actions are bound to backfire, leaving you stained. Take a moment to pause, reflect, and find remorse before it's too late. As I conclude, delve into history and stay attuned to current affairs, you'll discover where your path leads. It's with a sense of pity that I say you'll reap the same evils you've sown upon us. #Free Burora Anderson. At Judiciary Ug Save Your Image. Sadly, at Harder HB has been remanded until Tuesday the 9th of July. Sadly, bail application couldn't be heard due to a defective charge sheet, and the magistrate rejected the defense argument of allowing Anderson regain his freedom pending the rectification. #Fee Anderson Burora. Habibi, the very day we get at Harder HB out of jail, we shall remind him in unequivocal terms that he shouldn't have defended the excesses of the system as he did on TV, radio, and social media in the past. We will show him the tweets where he mocked other people arrested and ask him, Walikuki. That day, we will also tell him, and others doing now what he did in the past, that a system built on impunity and disregard for the rule of law is a danger to all of us. For now, he is in jail on frivolous charges. Let's get him out of that place. If not to help him as someone who deserves their fate, then to push back on the impunity and abuse of judicial processes by the powers that be in fighting their political battles. After all, Anderson isn't the first. In the past, at Kakwenzarukira, at Motivkasaga, at Derstelanyanzi, at Jacobuleta, at Raniagabajar, at Malamabirizik have all been victims of the same, and as things stand now, we don't even know who will be the next victim. If we celebrate Anderson's arrest because he defended the same system a while back, we miss the point that he isn't the first and last. That he isn't behind bars because he defended the system, but because he called out the powerful. Calling out the powerful is a civic duty and right that we must all protect and pay a price for if need be. Now that Anderson has done it, we can have all the skepticism we want about it. But, we must remember that Anderson could be any of us today, or tomorrow. #Free Burora Anderson. #Free Anderson Burora. #Free Burora. #Uganda Parliament Exhibition. #The House of Anita Among.